Good morning, everybody. It's Marty the JavaScript Party, and it is January 2nd, 2026. Whoop, whoop. 2 more days, and the country becomes the United States of America, my lovely country that I truly enjoy being part of. And my state, my lovely state of Georgia, all both turned 250 in 2 days. So that is awesome. I was in New Mexico when we turned 100, the bicentennial 200, and I remember I'll always remember. Let me deactivate activate the. I'll always remember npm. I'll always remember like always thinking when I was then that I wanted to make it to the tricentennial so I could tell everybody what things were like when I was at the bicentennial. So I always try to remember the bicentennial. We were at the University of New Mexico. We went to the field that they had. It wasn't a dome. It was just like a field that was in the ground. Can't remember what it was called. The pit. It was called the pit, and you would. And basically, they had like dug a big hole. I don't know. I was just 8 years old, but they dug a big hole and then built out a stadium in the hole because like in New Mexico you can only go like a foot or two before you hit solid granite rock. So they had dug a pit in the rock and then made that into the University of New Mexico's football stadium and then did um let's see open Cyprus and then made that and then they had fireworks there and I'll always remember that. Oh, I hope I always remember that. Yeah, it was really, really nice. But they did have like on the radio and on TV, they had like all these people that had been alive during the 100 year, and that was really neat. Did I npm run? So I'm trying. I we got the all the unit tests up to 100% coverage yesterday, and now I'm trying to get the Cypress. Just see if Cypress runs. What the heck? Oh, is it Cypress open? Cypress open. There we go. Yeah, open Cypress is more like English, right? npm run open Cypress. npm run Cypress open is not as natural in at least the version of English that I've learned. Um, so that is a thing. But anyways, we have these different scripts that check things. I think I might need to update. I'm going to click on that and then I'm going to close everything else. That I think is one of the biggest mistakes a lot of developers make. Is just they'll have hundreds of tabs open, which is kind of a rough situation because when you have hundreds of tabs open, it consumes a ton of memory on your computer and it is it increases the cognitive load, which like a lot of young people do enjoy that cognitive load. Like life can be kind of boring when you're a kid, but I don't know. I think there's so many distractions and so many things to do that you really don't need any. Like when I was like 20 or even yeah like 16, probably the biggest annoyance on earth for me was boredom, like just constant boredom, all the time, just nothing to do. Um, like literally sitting around, the only thing you have to do is like look at your hand or clean or something. They're just mental stimulation was very limited. But now uh, it's not like that at all. I mean, I'm mentally stimulated from sun up to sundown now. So the last thing I need is additional cognitive load on my brain. Here we go. That's interesting. So it looks like I could upgrade here. Not that I want to, because if I was in one of my other projects where Cypress was running independently, which none of them I did set that up, but none of them I actually Cypress not being ended up being not being a good pick for any of those because Cypress does have some security issues, not security issues on their side, but like they have locked down certain things, behaviors on the browser from a security. Somebody has either all that, and one of those things is voice in my other projects that could benefit from Cypress, make heavy use of voice. So you can't really. So I haven't figured out how to be able to use Cypress with voice commands. Um, but I do think Cypress is the answer, right? I don't know how long it's going to take, or if we even ever get there. But there's no. I don't think not necessarily Cypress directly. I've never used Playwright, but I hear Playwright works the same way. Um, but I think that this technology is the technology that will allow, like, companies have taken the existing technologies that we have in web development to the extreme, to the max, as far as they can take them. Every project I work on web that do web, they sort of hit sort of a plateau and they just can't get past there. This, I think, is the answer. And it's because, man, it is crazy how long this is taking. Um, it's because um, this is the answer because it's really hard to remember exactly how everything worked. Here we go. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if something breaks. I didn't even think about keyboards. Um, so, it wouldn't have been a surprise if keyboards um, broke, like if keyboard broke. I don't even know if keyboard goes into the, is it done? Yes, so. Um, if keyboarding even goes into update, I just don't even know. It's probably something I need to do though, like at some point. But if you can't quite tell what's going on, basically the tests are running over here. So it's going through these scripts, and so now I'm going to do a resize script, which tests like if when we resize the screen, depending on which mode it is in, that the um, that these different things that these guys look in different ways. So it is a bit confusing because it says 001 home, but we're actually on 5 resize. Um, and you can just look at the URL to see the actual value. I wonder in the very latest, they probably don't have that problem. But if they did have that problem, that would probably be a great bug to try to fix and try to get them to pull into their repo. I'm assuming that that their source code is open source. May not be, but but if it is, that would probably be a really good one to try. And then you can put it on your resume. You could be like, I am a contributor to the Cypress project. Now that might hurt you, I guess, because like if there's just a lot of push for Playwright. Playwright is like the one that's backed by the big players. Um, I do prefer Cypress though. I don't actually. I can't even say that. I prefer Cypress because I know more about Cypress. All right. So does update do everything I wanted it to do? So we got through all of them, and now let's go look at the update script and see. Okay, so we only have one test. We go to app up. We just check to see that we're in the update. I wonder if we should. Probably would be a good idea to add another test that just checks for the 3 um, top level components. So just checks that we have a, so let me do that. It passes. ensures that the top 3 components exist. So basically all we want to do is just on this page, go to this page, and then when it gets to this page, and it's going to have to create something, navigate here and all that, um, and then we can and then we'll be able to close menu, toggle layout. So basically this gets us there. I think this gets us to where we're supposed to be. And I think we can make it run, I think it was dot only. Dot only. I believe what will happen is only this one guy will run. Okay, so we need to click on the open. And I don't think we want this. I think we don't want the 2 middle things. So I'm pasting this on line 58, and 59 checks to see if it has the count, and I don't even have that. And then did it 0, and then, oh, okay, so update viz button, click. Okay, and then over here now, we just want to check for the top 3 elements, components. I can't remember exactly what they're called. It's, I guess I could set myself up for tomorrow. So I think it's in here, this app layout editor. And so basically I just want to, nope, that is definitely not. That's the, oh, okay, so that's the viewer. We want to go up a level higher. Yeah, there we go. This is the one we want. So basically I want to just make sure that this guy exists on the screen, that this guy exists on the screen, and that this guy exists on the screen. And that'll be it. And I'll do that tomorrow. Happy coding, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye.